What's happening, family? It is your man CRB Jr. here at Big Boss Filmworks on YouTube, Motown Mafia podcast, and many other platforms coming. Hope everybody is well and out there as we continue to grind here at the factory. We got finally on camera with us the other half of Big Boss Filmworks. That is Lou Stevens. What's happening, brother?
What up, man?
It has been a long time in coming. Lou been putting in so much yeoman's work behind the scenes for a decade plus. He is how and why you guys have been seeing, producer, co-producer of, along with me and Al Prophet, of the award-winning documentary Motown Mafia, story of Eddie Jackson and Courtney Brown, available on Amazon Prime, on Tubi TV, and some other platforms. If you have never seen it, if you don't know the story, if you just know us from YouTube, if you just know of our main man over there at True Street Crimes, Eddie Baby, shout out to Eddie Jackson Jr., Eddie Baby at Instagram. Lifelong day oneer, for real. But the reason why any of that exists goes back to the work that this man has been putting in from day one. Yeah. He's the de facto cyber engineer for the entire clique and crew now.
Yeah, big time.
Exposed this nice young man from a good family to all of my hoodlum friends, all my hoodlum friends and family, and he is just family now. So yeah. You all right today, bro?
Man, loving life, bro.
There it is. So and over the years here at Big Boss, we have chronicled and continue to chronicle many of the brothers who have done this thing here in the D and all over the country. In some cases, Muhammad and Mr. B down in the islands, Ota from the Nigerian clique, all over the world. But we don't mention a lot about some of them because some of the female family members don't want to, we respect people's privacy and things because some of them are going on and done some other things. But there's a couple soldiers, salute to the women soldiers. This is not an all male thing, BET is doing a little something over there, and shout out to Big 50.
Big up.
If you ain't checked it out on BET, check out A Hood Story.
Yeah, the
Rhonda story. Yeah. Right, check that out. Homegirl from here in the D. Definitely gonna be linking up with her. She's doing her thing right now. You can check out the premiere that we covered on the channel. But there's always been, you can't tell the real game of the streets. I mean, I think outside of Madam Stephanie St. Clair and Hoodlums, is only really sister from the life that's ever been really kind of chronicled. Mm-hmm. But don't be confused. His sister's been out here, been integral in all these big organizations and have allowed brothers to do, and a salute to some of the female soldiers we want to talk about. They are stand up, and in a world, I told you I was listening to the intro to the BMF series, and 50 got a line in there when he said the DA ain't that good, these niggas ratting, that's why the feds know what's happening.
You're right.
And in a world where a lot of men ain't willing to do their part when the shit goes south, because what we be trying to kick here at Big Boss, don't let no rapper, nobody tell you in this game long enough, shit gonna go south sometimes.
Yeah, big time.
This shit done, this is not, when you living it for real. And again, my whole life we've been on the front line of this shit. We ain't telling you what we think, so if but with that said, it's been some sisters that hustled with us, hustled with the old man, that have just been soldiers, for real. So we got we'll get you a better shot of this. This is Sister Shauna, my street sister.
Now which one is Shauna?
Shauna's in the black leather coat.
Okay.
That's her mom, Cassandra. That's little nephew Deshaun, and that, of course, is the field marshal, the professor. This picture is taken in a federal prison in California.
Deep.
Because what happened was, you guys have chronicled or heard, there was a run between 1992 and 1995 that we have labeled the Pakistani plug. That's when my dad hooks up with a gentleman named Muhammad out of Pakistan. They did some time together. now that we all see what happened with Afghanistan and the opium business over there, this all plays into that era. Great story to go unpack if you don't know it. Basically, long story short, my pops gets a phone call one day from his man Muhammad. Muhammad is like, I was in Chicago on a mission with one of my Iranian partners. Shit then went south. We had to get out of Chicago. The feds got my Iranian partner. I'm on my way back to Pakistan, but we got 10 bricks of Persian beige, Lebanese beige, sitting in an apartment in Chicago. If you can get it, he tells my dad, we split it down the middle. So now at this time, Pops was working with the Nigerians. So we already kind of doing good. But now my man then told Pops he got 10 untouched ones sitting in Chicago. Pops organizes the crew. Shout out to John the Baptist, may his soul rest in peace. Pop's main man met back in the day at the Atlanta Federal Penitentiary, became Pop's lieutenant from that point to the last day.
Right.
Another soldier on the team, brother Daryl T. Walker, as he called, God rest his soul, was my cousin Karen, God rest her soul's husband. Cassandra's brother, Donald, and his white boyfriend, Donald. Old man put together like in 48 hours a 6-man team, orchestrated a plan. Does not tell them, of course, does not tell the crew that we're going to get 10 bricks of that thing. He tell them so that they won't go crazy with, their mind won't crazy. He tell them that his man say they got some suitcases with a bunch of expensive jewelry in it. And it's a simple mission. Our mission, we're going to go to Chicago. We're going to make sure everything look like everything. We're going to take 2 cars, and it's going to be 2 suitcases full of jewelry. We're going to need y'all to go in. The old man, true soldier, he take the ride with the fellas. The 6-man crew, they peeped the scene, street, as the story's told to me, streets did not look like it was under any form of surveillance. So they spend the day watching to see if anybody is watching. After day 1, they don't, old man been at the shit his whole life, so it's all of his adult life. He looking like, nah, this building ain't hot. So he like, we going in the next day. He sent Donald, Cassandra's brother, and the white boy are the entry men. Muhammad then gave Pops the key to the unit. They go in there, follow instructions, see 2 big suitcases, take the 2 suitcases, 1 suitcase go on 1 car. They don't know in each suitcase it's 5 bricks untouched. They get back to Detroit. I was in New York at the time, and I didn't know the move was going down at the time, and I just remember I called the old man. They had just got back from Chicago, and he just said, boy, I don't know, I went to tell him something I wanted to do. It was concerning some money, he said, and he just cut me off. He said, don't worry about nothing. No, I mean, don't worry about nothing. And then when he said it that 3rd time, I knew something big is happening. He said, no, I'm serious. Don't worry about nothing.
Wow.
So that started the Pakistani plug. Within, you can see on some of the other tapes, the old man would send Muhammad $1 million in the next 7 weeks, right? So now, out of the blue, because of the way this shit that went down, Muhammad and he back in Pakistan, Muhammad and them big fellas in Pakistan like, so you telling me this black man you went to told him where the 10 things was at, he went and got them, he didn't come up with no story that he didn't find them or this, that, or the third, you hadn't been doing no business with him, and he done sent us $1 million in 7 weeks. And Muhammad was like, that's what I'm telling you about brother. That's what he called him. He was like, brother's that kind of guy. He famous. I did time with him. He worked with a big organization back in the 70s. So the big guys over there in Pakistan is like, well, seem like we need to send them he need to be our man in Detroit then. So as this thing would unfold from 92 to 97, they would send in packages a variety of ways. Sometimes it would get to Canada, it'd be in vests, sometimes in cricket balls, sometimes in engine blocks. But depending on how it came in, somebody would have to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Shauna and Cassandra were one of our main two transporters, right? And let me back up on that. Even before the Pakistani plug, and these girls straight from the east side of Detroit, they had never been exposed to the game at that level. Shauna was going, and even doing the Nigerian run.
Mm-hmm.
She'd been to Nigeria, right? From the east side of Detroit. Next night, she's flying to Nigeria, bringing in work. Often the Nigerians would meet us in Antigua, island in the Caribbean. She'd been all through the Caribbean, brought back that thing, right? But her and her mom in particular, they used to use California a lot as a point of import. Shauna and her mom run out there, bring it back, boom, 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 right? So, but this one particular run, and what we don't know then, or still don't know now, but one of the Pakistani's carriers. Now, the way this thing works at this level is the carrier don't know who is who, because this protects everybody, right? If our people been compromised, they don't know it's coming from this guy called Muhammad or the Pakistan. All they know is they're going there to pick up the bag and bring it back. The people giving the bag don't know that it's going to Detroit,
right,
or to this guy Courtney Brown. They just know, well, I'm gonna meet somebody at room 202. When they knock on the door, there would always be a password or code. If they give the password and code, hand on the bag, that's it. So on this one particular run, Shauna and her mother Cassandra go out to LA. Things have been humming along pretty smoothly. When they get in the room, what they don't know is that Muhammad's carrier has been compromised. The feds then arrested them with the bag, and they have flipped. They working with the government now. So when Shauna and her mama Cassandra, when they in the room with the mule, they don't know obviously the mule's been flipped, but the mule says to them, "How much money you got?" Now, those that know it, in the real world, professionals, the money and the dope ain't never in the same room. That's bad business. Because why? Because if something goes south, why lose everything?
Why lose both?
Right? Also, that money and the dope, which is why they ask about the money, that seals the conspiracy. Right? You can't deny you were trying to make a transaction if you are engaged in a room where there is money and product. So that was never the case. They should have just handed Shauna and her mama the bag, and the bosses worry about all the money and who was this and that. But they pressed them about a payment. Shauna says, "This doesn't feel right, and we ain't got no money to give y'all. We ain't been told nothing about no money." She calls the old man and says, "They asking us about some money." Now, they had some traveling money, but she's like, "Should we give them the traveling money?" And the old man's like, "They're asking about some money." He tells them, "Y'all need to get the fuck out of that room now." It was just time to really tell a great untold Detroit story, because it kind of covers Detroit at its zenith.
Very interesting story.
We decided that we were going to make a movie.
All right, Rich Rossi with you with Motown Mafia. I'm with Courtney.
Lewis Stevens.
Lewis Stevens, Courtney Brown.
Courtney Brown Jr.
And Alan Al Prophet Bradley.
And this is an entrepreneurial, inspirational story too, because again, I'm a real estate retail guy. That's what my skill set is. But I'm a businessman, so I was like, we're gonna do it. Sometimes when you got a dream, you won't have all the answers on how you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
What made this one unique was not so much the crime, but the intertwining with Detroit's history and the Motown era and kind of the economic decline of Detroit. And it's really the story of a family. And from some perspectives, it's has a happy ending, like you said. For others, it didn't have a happy ending.
Right.